Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up with another special guest here in the studio. Had a good video yesterday, but today we're going to be talking to a guest. So let's look at our weather brought to us by Haney Technical. Going to Baldwin Highway 77. We got some simple numbers today. High 70, low 50. Now, that's pretty simple. Check it out on the water temperature. You ready? Here's 68 degrees. First time I hit 68 degrees this year. So here it is, folks. Just all you got to do is take your boat out there. They're going to just start jumping in. And but that's now. Listen, you know it's going to hit 68. Go back down a little bit, come back up. So, but it's 68 this morning. So I'm just tickled. Our river readings. Let's go to Bluntstown. It's still in double digits. It's 11.6, but it's going to drop out. It's going to drop out. It may be getting below 10 pretty soon. That's going to be wonderful. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville is steady at a 6.3. The tide chart, good tide, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn, right here on 23rd Street, high at 114. Right after lunch is going to be high, and low at 12:53, right after midnight. So that's a pretty easy read right there. Right, lunch at midnight, coming in, going out. All right, a marine forecast, it's March, so it's going to be coming out north-northwest at about 12 and settling down about north at about 10 later on in the afternoon. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and look who's here this morning, Captain Rory. Good morning, Captain Rory.
Good to see you, Master.
Always great to have Captain Rory on. We just try to get him come on as much as we can, and you've been pretty busy.
Yeah, I have. We got hit hard, and it's kind of interfered with my social life. But
yeah, and your fishing life.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, you were telling me y'all were out of your house for how long?
I think about 5 weeks.
About 5 weeks, and a cousin, you got to stay at a cousin's house in West Bay, or?
Yeah, I did. You know, last year we just canceled our insurance. And can you believe it or not?
Yeah, the insurance your whole life. Your whole life you canceled last year.
A whole life. And where we lived on Camp Flowers Road, 41 feet above sea level, about 16 miles from the coast, and all the hurricanes we've ever had hardly blew a limb off of one of my old big pine trees. I had 50 of those things I found out, and I've got one of them left. Huh. And a lot of them one went across, fell on the house. Mm-hmm. And those limbs, we sat in our hall and we rode it out. Sat in our hall just about all night and listened to those limbs hit our house. So yeah, we got a lot of damage. And we got 2 buildings. We lost 2 buildings completely. My boat shed, it left about, on Wednesday, about mid-afternoon. The first little twister came through. We watched that boathouse just go up like that.
It just left, huh?
Left the boat sitting there, thank the Lord.
That's good.
Got hit. And I had a block metal building, and I think it probably in Cuba. I don't know. And had a block building that was 14 feet by 40 feet long, and I've used for everything. And it actually blew part of that block wall down. Mm-hmm. And folks, we've had it rough, but people had it rough.
You and Miss Myrtle just stayed there in the hallway? Oh.
Yeah, we sat there in the hallway with Greg, our son. He was kind of giving us advice, and yeah, we didn't know it was going to be that bad. Nobody did.
Yeah.
And we didn't leave home, and never have left. But we fared bad at Winston, but you know, there's a lot of people that's worse off than we were.
Yeah, and I know you've had some good help from some friends and neighbors.
I had a cousin that had a house there in West Bay that was vacant, and we moved in there. The first 2 nights we hit the road. We had to go up to Alabama the first night to find a motel room, and then back to Destin, and then he got a hold of me and said, "You come live in this house." So we had it better than a lot of people. Yeah. And for help, I've had people come down, and that shed, the block building, some people came down from Alabama, from Birmingham, that I'd taken fishing a number of times. They came. He was in the carpenter construction business. They came down here and put that wall back up and all. Things like that really help.
Oh yeah, there's so many wonderful, good stories of people just coming in and doing those kind. That's a benefit of taking people fishing. They came back and paid you back.
Yeah.
Put up your wall.
and of course we had some donations. I want to thank everybody.
Yeah.
I guess the Lord has blessed me, but I think the best blessing that He blessed me with was my friends. I had friends I didn't even know about.
Yeah. Wonderful stories.
And
so y'all back in the house now, and everybody doing okay? And
yeah, you know, that's what I did. When I walked outside to get out that first morning, we had to push the door open because of the trees and limbs. And I had 12 trees right in front of me. I had 13. I got one of them left. And they were all down in limbs and so forth. We couldn't even get out of the house. We had to force the door open to even get out where we could see. And but I had people come down here from Milton. They pulled 2 of those bobcats. They were friends of mine, and didn't charge me a dime. And they spent a day and a half now moving those pine trees back out to the road. So friends have helped us out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're gonna talk about turkey hunting. We're gonna talk about fishing. But y'all okay now? But everybody settled back in. And
that's the first thing I did when I walked outside and saw the condition I've ever said. I said, "Thank you, Lord. We didn't get a scratch."
Yeah.
And that was a miracle.
Yeah.
And there's a miracle all over that. When you look at this country and see the damage it's done, and no more people lost their life than what they did.
And you've been here your whole life and never seen a hurricane like it, and it's been amazing. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Captain Rory. All right, sitting here with Captain Rory, we're talking about these all these incidents happen, but these are real life, true. People write fiction stories about this, but we had real things happening. And let's to finish up about the storm and all. Y'all did have a couple of bad things happen.
Yeah, we did. Somebody came into our house while we were gone, and they took all my wife's jewelry, and her wedding ring was the worst thing. She's still not over that.
Yeah.
And she's hoping somebody will bring it back, but I don't think that they will. And I tell you what, though, I feel sorry for them. They're worse off than we are.
Yeah. And then you had your gas tank.
Yeah, somebody took the gas tank off my boat, and I went out I like to run my motor every day. I mean, every week. Once a week, I'll go out and crank it up and run it. Didn't have a gas tank. I got on Facebook and I asked the one that took my gas tank to go ahead and use the gas, but please bring my tank back, and I would appreciate it. Well, you believe they did? I went out there.
That's funny.
And noticed it was in my carpool. Thank you for bringing my tank back, but next time if you need gas, I'll give you.
We'll give a couple of dollars and all, but you've had so much good help and good people gave back to you. I know. Okay, let's look at a couple of pictures, and we're going to talk about turkey hunting. Let's look at a couple of these pictures because they're fascinating. This is down here. This is Cargray Park. Okay, listen, I wouldn't put in a Cargray Park right now. This is one of the reasons. This guy, he got pulled out by somebody I know, Brittany Gale Erdman and David Erdman pulled them out. Here's what happened. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty stuck up, ain't it?
Poor fella.
And you don't want to put in the Cargray Park right now, and that's all salt water right there. So anyway, let's show those pictures, and then I got a picture right here. What about old Billy Grantham up there sneeze? He buckshot down on Lake Okeechobee.
Wow.
And that's what I'm talking about. I told him. He sent this to me over the weekend, and that is a nice bass, Billy. They're having a good time down there. And Junior Kelly, he gets a nice gobbler every year. Pam, his wife Pam. And this was a young bird right here, a young bird, and that's going to be some good turkey and dressing right there. Pam will be fixing that up. I know she's going to call me when it's ready. And just a couple more pictures real quick. Let's see. I had that one. Well, I'll go and show this since we're into it. I just had a birthday, and my family came to my birthday. We just had a wonderful time. That's all my nieces and nephews, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful time. And Gail had to make 2 cakes to feed that crew. But anyway, I just want to show that I just love my family, and we just had a great time. So I know. We just showed that turkey. I know you're a big turkey hunter.
Well, yeah. The turkeys. You know, I asked you, and you get lost just like I did.
Yeah.
But you think about a wild turkey. Now, the turkeys, they like to roost over water, and I don't know why. Probably for protection or whatever. But the water, of course, is all in the swamps, and when you see one of these swamps, you can find a creek swamp, most beautiful place in the world. It's not beautiful anymore. Not a leaf on any of the trees, they're just bare. But those turkeys won't roost in a tree like that because they're too vulnerable to owls and eagles and so forth.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Kenny heard one gobble, and he couldn't believe. I think it was behind him. He got down next to the creek, and he found he was out there in a pine tree, and he did hear him gobble, but he gobbled a time or two and flew down and didn't gobble anymore. So the turkeys are confused like we are. I get lost, folks, and they are too. And he was just sure that turkeys would be there the next morning. No, they didn't even hear them. They're looking for places, and they're hard to find where they can roost.
That's interesting.
And it's
you're gonna try to go this week, I think. If you can. It's pretty foggy. It's been pretty foggy.
I think she'll let me off a day or two. We're still doing some stuff around the place, and we'll probably get off one. I tell you, it's just, we're kind of betwixt and between everything. Now, my daddy had a theory, and I kind of like his theory. He said he did not like to sweat on his gun, nor have to fish in the sun. And that's about where we are now. I went Saturday, and up at my place, it was 37 degrees. Now, that's too cold. The turkey's not very active with their gobbling. And we've got another little front coming through. It's going to cool us off again. If I get a chance, I'll go. She may fuss a little bit.
What kind of turkey caller do you like to use?
I use, my favorite one is a leaf from a bluebout. And so right now we don't have any bluebouts growing up.
Yeah.
So, but I like to yip on a leaf, and of course I use a mouth yipper. I worked on one. I'll tell you this quick story. Last year, we had an old gobbler that stayed down in the swamp, wouldn't come out. And I knew he was probably the king of the turkeys up there, and he wouldn't come out. And it was funny. It made people across the creek from us. They was using crow calls, owl hoots. I don't believe a turkey would go to that. And he wouldn't come out. What I did to kill that turkey, and I'm sorry, I killed him after I did. I whined on that leaf, and I got a little old box and just gobbled just a little bit of light on it. Just got quiet. Him being the king of the walk out there, he would not let that gobbler have that hen. He just come busting right out there to me. And after I killed him, I said, I wish I had the shot.
How old do you think he was?
I don't know. He was probably several years old.
Well, yeah.
We'd had that turkey up there, and I knew the same one we'd worked with and couldn't get him to her. But he had long crooked spurs and a good heavy beard. Actually, he was about the heaviest turkey that I ever killed. He weighed about 20 pounds.
Wow, that's huge. 18 pounds are big, but 20 is real big. But
them turkeys are messed up like we are. The woods are, and the weather's not warm enough yet. If the mosquitoes don't bite you, the gobbler's not going to gobble too much.
Yeah.
And it's too cold.
Well, I know. What do you think in general? The hurricane had an effect on the deer in general. And you just mentioned turkeys. What else on the deer?
You know, it was so cold. Saturday morning, I said, I'm not going turkey hunting. I'm just going to go to my deer stand, leave my gun on the ground. I'm going to get up. I got 2 feeders up there. I keep feed them year round. I got up in my stand. I didn't see a turkey. I didn't see a deer or anything.
Wow.
And I guess everything's messed up.
Yeah.
And
well, what do you think they're eating right now? There's not a lot in the woods to eat.
You've got a little bit of green that's coming back now, and they like that. Deer, he's a survivor. They'll eat bark off of oak if they have to. And turkeys the same way. Old turkey, he'll pull up weeds and so forth. They can survive pretty good. Like I said, I think we got a betwixt in between. I'm ready to go fishing, and I've been putting. You want to talk about fishing now? Or you gonna wait?
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about fishing. All right. Okay, welcome back. Sit here with Captain Rory. And let's look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. 5:27 to 7:27 and 5:53 to 7:53 tonight. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. Blue Water's going to be having that big tent sale. We'll talk about it a lot in the next 2 weeks, but go and put that on the calendar. One quick message I got. I want to share this with you from Allison and Dalton Parker. Their son Jackson. Okay, Jackson spent 2 days with Randy Sonoda after we saw him on your show. He worked with him for a day on Deer Point and then went out and caught bull reds today in the past. He had a great time celebrating his 15th birthday, which was on Monday. So happy birthday, and look at here. Nice catch right there, Dalton. Happy birthday. What a way to celebrate your birthday. That's good parenting right there.
Yeah.
Get your son to go out. Now, look, we got a couple things we want to go over. Your son, Greg, tell us about him.
Greg, he'll appreciate this. Greg got hit with, like everybody else, with a storm. You know, he owned the Comic Emporium, and he has a lot of young people that goes there and plays games and so forth. And he wiped out, but he's relocated. He's going to have a grand opening this coming Saturday. He's located, if people know where the old Telco Bank used to be there on about the corner of 19th and 231.
Okay. 19th.
And he's got a nice place there, Bill. He's really been working hard trying to get it ready to open up Saturday. You'll go by and talk to Greg, and he'd appreciate it.
All right, good deal, good deal. And now fishing.
Fishing. Well, I've got 2 reports, and we talked about Choctaw River being on pretty good in Caryville. It is. Brother John, he went to Choctaw River last Saturday, and now you know John and I both, we're fly fishermen, and we think it's about a sin to have to catch a fish on a cricket or worm. He said if I hadn't taken me some crickets, I wouldn't have caught a mess of fish. The river was down pretty well, and he wouldn't bite a fly, and he scrapped up just a mess of fish. So. Now that was not a good report. Now I do have one good report. Mike Beck, I'll give him a little bit of plug too anyway. He's a good friend of mine. He got a small engine repair up there by Old George. Lives up there on Bear Creek. And Kenny called me and said Mike had a bunch of fish, and he was trying to give them away. And more than if I wanted a mess, and I said, yeah, if you clean them. Well, anyway, I come to find out somebody came by and cleaned his fish for him for half of the fish. So that was a good report.
That's a win-win.
And he was probably up Bear Creek, but that was a good report for Deer Point Lake. Okay,
very good. Now you still guiding on a limited.
I go fishing with people, and the fact that I've been putting them off.
Okay.
Again, we're kind of betwixt and between times. You see, the water temperature is up to 68 degrees. The water in the bays, probably you still got a lot of fresh water in the bays, and so that's probably where you're gonna find a speckled trout. I'm going, folks. She's gonna let me off, but I'm going. You know, my 2 favorite times to go fishing. I tell people the best time to go is when the wife will let them off. But it's May and October, and of course April. If the water temperature keeps warming up, I'm gonna call. One fella's been really bugging me. He wants to come down here from Columbus, Georgia. I don't want him to drive all the way down here and not be able to catch any fish. And give me a couple of weeks. Give me another call. And I think he watches your show on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Very good.
So I forget his name was George. Give me a couple of weeks. Give me a call. And we'll go try the speckled trout and see what they're doing.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm getting ready.
I know it. Everybody just itching to go. I mean, I keep telling people we're out on the verge and all, and today we're hitting 68, and and there's some scattered reports and all. I've been to talk to the folks at the pier and been there and all, but the trout. If you're going trout fishing this weekend, where would you tell people to go? Out in the flats or in deep water, or where would you tell them?
I would start up in the creeks and bayous and fish out.
Okay.
And probably around the mouth of them. This time of the year is some of the better fishing, and it would be around the mouth of them. And if you can find middle schooling or something, you're probably going to find some fish. And you know, it's Spanish mackerel time too.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, and yeah, they're being caught some. Yeah, there's some being caught now.
Of course, they mostly fish on rain minnows. And, you find birds diving out there in the bay, you probably can find some Spanish. They're probably going to be small for a while. And I tried to go down and get we're doing, for 25 years, I've been doing a morning fishing report on the radio.
Are you still doing that?
No, some of them got the radio station.
Oh, man.
John Gay on that News Talk Radio, and this is hard, he got wiped out.
Oh.
A lot of people did, and I sympathy with them. Winston, things will get better. When they're down, there's not one way to go in that stuff. And you're talking about the turkeys. Again, they are confused. They looking for a good place to. That's what was apparent to me by them not being in the same place 2 mornings in a row. And I've only heard of one turkey being killed. I know there's more than that's being killed, and that was up Buck in the Spring. My cousin killed one. I didn't get a report on how he killed him, but I haven't been seeing too many people hunt him because I don't think you've been hearing them gobble.
Yeah.
They don't gobble much when
and it's getting hard for people. It's cold. Yeah, it's hard to get out in the woods too for a lot of them. But so. Well, Roy, we're going to wrap it up, and you're going to be coming back on pretty soon, and just keep us posted on what's going on. And we're going to go fishing in a couple of weeks anyway. We'll put it on our calendar.
I'm looking forward to it, buddy. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Captain Roy Ray, the legendary Captain Roy Ray, caught more speckled trout than anybody around, I can promise you. Wrap it up for today. Y'all have a great day. Do something good today for someone else. Enjoy your work and help those out, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.